Not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. What is going on, tribe? How are we all doing today? I hope you're doing well. So we're doing another lightsaber review here from the good folks at N-Sabers. Today we are looking at the Maul SE lightsaber, and I kid you not, guys, this thing, it is freaking massive. I mean, I'm like, how do I even get to show? That's like, hang on, it nearly touches wall to wall here. It is absolutely freaking enormous. It's a lot taller than I am. You can't even see the height of it. Is absolutely phenomenally large. And you know what they say, guys, size does matter. So this is the Maul SE lightsaber, as we said, from N-Sabers. There is a link to this in the description down below. This one is one of their NeoPixel models, and it is flipping enormous, like I said. The cool thing about these dual sabers, though, is these things can actually tear apart, so it is kind of a 2-for-1. And for the purposes of this video, I think for the most part, I'm probably going to have these things separate because it just makes them a little bit easier to deal with. Goddamn, I have to say, just first and foremost, one, the sound profile is actually really cool, but the color, I'm not sure if it's really coming across on video here. The color brightness and sort of the saturation of the blades is actually really flipping good. Now, anybody that is interested in picking up one of these, you can actually use my discount code down in the description down below, and you'll get yourself 7% off, and that does actually help support the channel. So thank you very much, and thank you, N-Sabers, for this collaboration opportunity. So what can I tell you about N-Sabers lightsabers? Long-term Tribe fans will know that I actually reviewed an Ahsoka SE lightsaber, both a RGB and a NeoPixel version that also has the ability to extend into a double saber, but unfortunately, I've just checked now, and you can't actually mix and match these, so it might be only certain types of thread that you can attach to make this a dual saber, but there's probably more information on their website about that particular feature. One thing that I did find about this particular lightsaber, when it comes to actually connecting the two together and lining it up, now this might be just a little bit of OCD on my side, but actually getting the knobs and buttons along the hilt to line up to make it symmetrical was actually incredibly difficult, and I could never get it to line up quite right. I'm not saying that's a design flaw, but I'm kind of saying, for me, it's a design flaw. There are, of course, motion controls inbuilt for this particular lightsaber, so you can just turn on the blade by a twist of the wrist, like so. Absolutely phenomenal, that's exactly what we want to see, but also you can change different profiles that are pre-built into the lightsaber itself. So when the blade is off, but the power is still necessarily on, you can hold that power button and just give it a twist, and it will change the color of the blade and various sound profiles included with when you're doing the deflector. So let's change the profile again.
Leia.
A Leia profile. What else do we have? Ah, that's pretty sick. Different ignition styles for all of them. Vader. Very nice. And of course, a classic Anakin lightsaber. So if you wanted to have a Darth Maul inspired, but a kyber crystal for a light side force user, that is absolutely possible by going through the different profile. I, of course, do like to keep my Darth Maul lightsabers Darth Maul themed. So if you wanted to keep the sound font for a particular thing, you like the way it sounds when it moves around, but you want to change the color of the blade, that's totally possible. Whilst the blade is on, you simply tip the blade upside down, you hold the button, and you twist. And you can see you can get any number of different colors. Well, I say there's any number. There's about 16, I want to say. So if you wanted to be like a Mace Windu style color here, nice and bright, good and saturated. Unfortunately, you might not be able to see it correctly on the screen, but look at the reflection on my bald head. Isn't that fantastic? Absolutely possible. So you can have any combination, basically, of different lightsaber colors whilst also maintaining unique font styles. When the blade is off, you can actually give yourself a little bit of background music if you want to make that sort of, you know, like epic battle scene with you and... We don't have any friends, let's be honest, guys. I have no friends. But you can do that by holding the blade upside down, holding on the button, and twisting. You'll notice it gives an audio file, but we're immediately going to turn that off because I don't want this video to be demonetized. Sorry, Disney. Not today, good sir. So it's a nice little touch, probably not something that I would use personally, but hey, if you really want to set the tone of a nice little duel, or maybe you're going off to a demonstration or something like that, you can have that background music playing. It's got a number of options available to you there. So N-Saber's blades do actually come with a little lightsaber stand as well. This is for obviously when the blade is not actually attached, and we'd obviously have to have the entire full thing connected here, but it does come with replacement display blades that you can use, which I can show you just here. So these basically will replace the entire blade and look like it is an unlit lightsaber, just to pop in the top there so you can have it on the stand in case you just want it to be a display piece and not have this, 6-7 foot tall lightsaber just hanging around inside of your office like I do. The box does include some other stuff as well. It's got a nice pair of gloves for you. It comes with charging cables for you to charge up the blade. It will need charging when you first get it if you want to get any sort of long-term use out of it, as well as that protected blade. It comes very well packaged in some nice bubble wrap and all this sort of business. When my lightsabers arrived, they were shrink wrapped as well along the blade, so absolutely zero damage, which was nice to see, and it just came in rather an attractive big black box. So pretty good job there on the packaging, N-Sabers. So some of the effects that you can do with the actual lightsaber itself, for example, if you press the button, there is a small little illuminated button here that you can press. That makes your deflection sound. Now these change based on the sound font of the lightsaber itself. Different profiles will have different deflection sounds, which is kind of cool. You can also do other things like holding the button and then hitting the blade will cause a saber lock. So if you want to simulate a saber lock within a duel that you're doing, you can absolutely easily do that. There is another clash ability that you can do where you point forward and you hold the button and you jab, and you can see it does another sort of saber lock ability. Kind of cool. Once again, you disable that by just pressing the actual action button on there. But what can I tell you that's more specific to this actual lightsaber itself? Now, the only comparison that I have is the old Ahsoka SE that I've got over here, and there is a little bit of a difference when it comes to the quality of the handle. I would say that this lightsaber here, which is a nice metallic finish, as you can see when I'm bringing it into focus, it is well and sturdily built. It's got some nice heft to it, and it is pretty well balanced, truth be told. When we take a look at the Maul SE, I can see that it is still pretty well designed. It's got a nice finish to it, but it is missing that sort of metallic feel. It definitely feels more like it is just airbrushed plastic rather than it actually being a full metal chassis. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it is still very sturdy and probably very reliable, but it feels like there is not quite the same level of quality that went into the Ahsoka SE. Just my personal opinion on it. Still a very comfortable lightsaber to hold, if, as I said, a little bit heavy. Definitely designed to actually be held as a dual saber over here. I'm not gonna, well, okay, maybe I will just screw this one in just so that we've got a nice idea for how it actually looks, the blade itself when it's connected. Very easy to assemble. It's just a set of screws that you just lock the blade in. But as you can see, that is a really blooming long handle for you to get a hold of. Easily able to fit both hands on there. Lots of spacing, but as you can see, this is one of the things that bothered me, is there was no easy way to line up the dots over here, the little knobs and dials that you would see. They serve no function apart from aesthetics, but to me, actually lining these up so that they're actually joined up was a little bit of a struggle, and maybe it's a bit of a small moot point, but it just still kind of bothered me just a little bit. Now, they do say that these are rated for practice combat and you could actually physically duel with them. It's not something that I've done myself because, as I have explained previously, I have no friends, certainly no friends that want to dance around in the garden and hit lightsabers with me. More's the pity for your boy Scribble. However, they are rated for it, so you could theoretically take them out in practice. I just haven't had the opportunity to test it myself. Overall, I would say that the build quality is actually very good. It doesn't take a whole lot to actually set it up and get going, and the charge time is very, very quick. So if you are looking for something like this, or any number of different kind of lightsabers, maybe give N-Sabers a try. And like I said, I do have an affiliate link that will give you a 7% discount. Loads of different styles on their websites. Let me know in the comments section down below if there are any particular lightsabers that you would like to see a review on. Thank you all very much for joining me for this video. Make sure you do like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you. That's just so cool.